Hello viewers, welcome back to another section of my multivariable tutorial, and in this video we are going to solve a double integral over a general region problem. I have my function 10x squared y cubed minus 6. I'm finding a double integral over a region bounded by s is equal to negative 2y squared and s equals y cubed. Can you watch this video to the end so that you understand every part of the video, and don't forget to like and also subscribe. So whenever you are to solve any double integral over general region, the first thing to do is to get your initial limit for either the x or y. From then you move to finding the corresponding limit in the y. Then you draw. So first step, we should find from what you have, we can find the initial limit for what? For y, because s is equal to 2y squared and s equals y. Therefore, negative 2y squared is equal to y cubed. From here, I can find y, right? So how do I find y? I'm going to have y cubed here. I'll bring this one here, so plus 2y squared is equal to 0, right? So once I have this, I can factorize y squared out, sorry. So my y squared is, open brackets, y plus what? 2 is equal to 0. From here I can see y is equal to 0 and y is equal to negative 2. Once you get this, the next step is to represent this on your xy plane. So this one, since you are moving to the negative side of y, I'm going to draw. So from 0 towards negative what? 2. Let's say negative 2 here. The next thing to do is to find a corresponding x value, since you have y. So we are going to take the first function s equals negative 2y squared. Then we put the y values to find their corresponding x. When I put y equals 0 here, x will be 0. So meaning I have 1 here. The next thing to do is I'm going to put negative 2 here. Negative 2 here is going to give me negative 2 multiplying what? Negative 2 all squared. And that's going to give me negative 2 multiplying 4. That is equal to negative 8. So meaning s is going to be negative 8. So I'm going to locate negative 8 here. Therefore, I'm going to have it here. So meaning I have this curve joining from this side to this side. Right? But the thing is, what will be its nature? Will it curve inwards or what? Outwards? To know that, you have to express this as a function, then you differentiate it 2 times. So after your second differentiation, if the gradient is negative, then it will delve here, but if it's positive, it's going to what? Delve here. So let's see. If I'm making y the subject, so I'm going to have x over negative 2 is equal to y squared. Therefore, I'm going to have my y to be equal to plus or minus square root of x, negative x over what? 2. But since it lies at the negative y, I'll take the negative part of this function. Therefore, y is going to be negative square root of what? Negative x over 2. And from here, it's obvious that our second derivative will what? Be negative, right? So if our second derivative will be negative, meaning we're going to have a function curving in like this. The function will be curving in like that, right? So that is the only thing we need now. The next thing is to take the second function s equals what? Y cubed, right? When you put y equals 0, x will also be 0, meaning it will also fall here. When I put s equals negative 2, y equals negative 2, s will be negative 8. It will also what? End here. The next thing to determine is the nature of this what? Function. So s is equal to y cubed, right? Meaning y is equal to what? The third root of what? X. When you have this is the same as y is equal to s to the power 1 over 3. My first derivative is going to be y prime will be equal to 1 over 3 s to the power negative 2 over 3. Then the next thing to do is y prime prime is going to give us negative 2 over 9 s to the power, we subtract 1 again, so negative 1 on 3, meaning it's negative, and it's also going to curve inside like that, right? So meaning you're going to have y, so here is the y is equal to x, third root of x Then this place was equal to y is equal to negative square root of what? Negative x over 2, like that. So this is how we represent our boundaries in what? In the xy plane. When you do this, we can bring the x representation. So this is the same as s equals negative 2y squared, and the base here is the same as s is equal to y cubed. So this is our region. The next thing we are going to do in this problem is we are going to slice through a particular direction for easier integration. And in this context, we are going to slice through the x. So then we have integral 10x squared y cubed minus x 6. So I think slicing through the x, if you slice through the y, you get square root stuffs here. So I mean you have to get rid of that. So slicing through the x, I'll take this and I'll take this. So I'm going to start from this. So meaning x is going to be greater than or less than what? Negative 2y squared, but less than or equal to y cubed, this place. Then my y is going to take from here negative 2 to 0. Negative 2 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 0. I'm then done with my limit point. The rest is just a computation. So integral negative 2 to 0, integral negative 2y squared y cubed of 10 s squared y cubed minus 6, the x, the what, the y. Once we have this, we just integrate our inner. Integral negative 2 to 0. This is going to give me 10 on 3 s cubed y cubed minus 6x. Then I bring my bar, negative 2y squared, then y cubed. So y cubed will enter first. So integral negative 2 to 0. When y cubed enters, wherever I see x, I'll put y cubed. So I'm going to get 10y to the power 9 over 3. Then y cubed will come minus 6y cubed minus the whole expression. I'm going to put negative 2y squared. So 10 over 3, this is going to give me negative 8. So negative 80 over 3, y to the power of 6. Then y cubed minus 6, negative 2y squared here. So I've integrated, so all the x, right? Yes. So I further simplify, I'm going to get 1, 0, that is 10 over 3 y to the power 12 minus 6y cubed plus 80 over 3 y to the power 9. Then here is going to give me plus 12y squared, so minus 12y squared. Integral negative 2 to 0. So at this point, I'm just going to integrate this with respect to x, right? So integrating this with respect to x, I'm going to get what? So integrating here, when I add 1, 13, right? So 10 over 39, y to the power 13, 4. So minus 6 on 4, that is 3 over 2, y to the power 4, plus here 10, so plus 10 over 3, y to the power 10, minus 4y cubed, negative 2 to 0. You realize that when I put my upper point 0 in, everything will be 0. So what I'm going to do is, you fix negative 2. And upon fixing, you are going to end up getting negative 8296 over 13. It's giving us next 638.15. This is the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, since I'm going to post more tutorials on this particular topic.